Okay, good evening and welcome to the Timberlane Regional School Board meeting for Thursday, July 18th, 2019. I want to start on off by making some statements here. This meeting is going to be officially categorized as an emergency meeting, and I'll get into that a bit. Why? The current agenda that we had some hiccups in regards to properly notifying the board, the community, with posting this. We had I would say, an issue where I would have thought that it would have been posted. I had an agenda item that I added to this agenda after I had already sent on out what I wanted it to be on here, and there was an approval process that was asked by me. I did not catch that. I apologize for that. When I did catch it, it was late evening. I had sent back in there that it should have been posted. So going forward, though, we are going to take a corrective action with that, and we have all of on our agenda sheets, we have all the meetings that we have all the way up into December 19th. The RSA requirements for the statutory requirements for posting for meetings require that you have the meeting, the location, and time. I'm going to ask that the SAU office post all of the meetings moving forward all the way to December 19th. All those dates and times that they have on there so that we can cover all statutory requirements moving forward. The agenda, I agree that it is nice to have and so that people can follow and know what's going to be on the docket, but it is not an official requirement per statute. And we will do everything we can to get it updated, but we will not have what happened in this last 24 hours happen again. So that's where I'm going to end that portion of that. Now on the emergency meeting of this, why I wanted to call this. We were originally supposed to have a meeting tonight, a full docket. Something came in that I think is very important to come to the community, and I wanted to update the board members because I had a lot of questions when this came in, and having to talk to our attorney O'Shaughnessy to get all the information, I wanted to bring the board back on up there because there's some timelines to that. The issue that I wanted to bring forward to the community and to the board updated was that the Timberlane Regional School District's admins have created a petition for certification as a new bargaining unit. And I have here the document that I had to actually get from our attorney versus the SAU office. And when I started to contact Attorney O'Shaughnessy about another matter yesterday, he actually informed me that he had to update me. He had actually gotten information from the superintendent that there was a rumor that there was going to be a petition for certification for this new bargaining unit. And I says, oh, okay. And so then he actually relayed that information back on to the superintendent, and subsequently, about an hour after that, the whole process of this official petitions coming on out from a Brandy at Teamster 633. It's please see the attached PELRB, which is a petition for certification from Roger Travers. Is what that is in the. So, what I wanted to do is to bring it forward with some of the talking points to do this. I've made a copy of this. From the State of New Hampshire Public Employees Labor Relations Board, petition for certification, new bargaining unit. I would actually like this to be added to our minutes for this emergency meeting so that the public is well aware of this as well. Yes, Jen?
Sorry, this is the first time I'm seeing this. In this, it says the attached is a petition, but I don't see an attachment. Or
Yeah.
is this the...
I don't know. To be honest with you, I got this from Attorney O'Shaughnessy, and he says, you don't have this? And I says, no, I don't. And so he says, oh, I'll send it on off to you. So one is I wanted to – there's a couple questions that come out of here.
So I think this front page is the attachment, maybe?
Can we just have 3 minutes here, 5 minutes
Just
to
to
look
read
at
this thing?
Because I need to read this before.
Okay.
And I also think it is a emergency meeting. I think you should call the roll and have pledge of allegiance.
Yes,
think.
you're right. I'm just starting to jump the gun. There's a lot of things going on here
Yes,
tonight.
that's exactly.
and I apologize for that.
That's all right. Don't
So-
apologize.
Thanks, Brian.
I'm sorry. Roll call, please, Kathy.
Brian Boyle,
Here.
Lee Doobie, Kim Farah,
Here.
Sheila Lowe's,
Here.
Sarah Mockamer, Sean O'Neill,
Here.
Kristen Savage, Sue Sherman, Jennifer Silva.
Here.
Okay. And I do agree, we should say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
For all.
So can we just take a second here?
Okay.
Shauna, these are copies.
Yes.
Thank you. So we can write on it.
Okay. Is everybody okay with me proceeding? So when this petition came in from me finding out about it, I had a lot of questions. And yesterday, midday, I had sent on off a bunch of questions to Attorney O'Shaughnessy that were acknowledged and responded to today, and we had actually a conversation over the phone today about this, because when you get something, I'm sort of new at this in regards to dealing with a union. Now, this is not a union that's established. This is a potential union that was going to be coming online. What are all the new ramifications, processes, and so forth? So I had all these questions as of last night that were out to him, didn't know any answers, and we didn't have our agenda that we would normally be able to have this meeting. But it was imperative that I wanted to have the board be updated as well as the community. So that's why I made the decision to call this as an official emergency meeting. If somebody disagrees with that, by all means, I don't mind arguing that with a person in a black robe in front of me and make my case, present. It's all in good faith. So with that, I wanted to make some, for the talking points for tonight in regards to this petition, some of the information and notes that I have taken for conversations with Mr. O'Shaughnessy. The Teamsters 633 on behalf of the Timberlane administration petitioned the PELRB, which is the Public Employees Labor Relations Board, for the certification of a new bargaining unit. The petition must be supported by 30% of the employees in the proposed bargaining unit. The proposed bargaining unit is comprised of 34 staff members identified to include 7 principals, 5 assistant principals, 1 associated principal, 5 assistant principals / curriculum coordinators, 9 directors, 1 executive director, and 3 academic deans. The superintendent and business administration are excluded as they are not part of TRSD. Now the process. The district is required to provide a list of all the employees to the PELRB ASAP. So that's one of the questions that I want to ask is to Ms. Belcher, if she can comment on that, if she knows. If she doesn't, the idea would be is that we have to get that list to them as quick as possible. So do we know the status of that? Has it been forwarded?
The process has been undertaken, yes.
Okay.
The steps that you are going to list are being addressed if they haven't already been addressed.
Okay. Can that list also be sent to me as well so that I could furnish it to this board as well?
I will put a request into the HR director for that, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Has the district posted copies of the petition?
They are posted.
Thank you.
Okay. The board has 15 days to review the proposed unit and file an objection or exception to the certification at the PELRB. The petition was received on Tuesday, July 16th. So the deadline to file something is Wednesday, July 31st. This is less than 2 weeks away, which is extremely tight timeline. Petition for certification is posted throughout the district, which is a requirement, so that probably is the reasoning why it is posted, as it's a requirement. The PELRB reviews cards signed by employees to confirm sufficient number of employees wish to move forward with certification. Districts either agree with the unit composition or files an objection or exception. The parties can also jointly stipulate to composition. Once the composition is final, the PELRB conducts an election. If the majority of the votes cast are in favor of unionizing, then the PELRB certifies the bargaining unit and then orders the parties to negotiate a collective bargaining agreement. The overall process takes a month or so if it is not contested. The board and administrative unit negotiate a CBA, which, if an agreement is reached by the budget submission date, is placed on the warrant for approval in March of 2020. So that's what I wanted to outline, because there are some timelines of this, and to make sure that things were moving forward. That's why I felt that it was necessary for this board to be updated with that. Since I said earlier in our program here, since we didn't meet the statutory requirements of posting the agenda, which will not happen again, is that all the other action items we will not have, and we will move forward with them on our August 8th school board meeting.
Mr. Chair?
Point of order. Oh, go ahead,
Do you
Ms.
mind?
Belcher.
I just want to speak to the posting of the agenda and the posting of the meetings. The current practice is that after the reorganization, when the board adopts their schedule for the year, that schedule is posted throughout the district. So in essence, it is, the meetings are posted on the district website as they come up, and they're also posted, the full schedule is posted district-wide. What happened this year was that the board scheduled other meetings outside of the typical schedule, and those did not go out. So the process is that we typically do notify, so we do have the full year schedule that is out there. It's posted in all the buildings, that full schedule.
Okay.
So I just want to clarify that because, I sense that, I know that you're disappointed that, of the difficulties that were incurred about this meeting.
Okay.
I understand that, but I want to make sure that the information that you're stating, or the conclusions that you draw are accurate. That's all that I'm saying.
Okay, and like I says, I'm looking positive and going forward. The going forward part is that we have everything posted. Every board meeting, when this board agrees to a date in the future, it should automatically get posted with the date, time, location, to meet the statutory requirements. That is all that has to be out there for that requirement. An agenda can
Oh,
always
I
be
agree.
supplemented and
Point of order,
updated.
point of order. I think this is beyond the scope of this topic in the emergency meeting. I don't think we should further have, this is an emergency meeting to discuss this topic, so I think we should just
Okay. No,
have this discussion at a later meeting.
okay.
On the subject matter, though, is I'm looking at the last paragraph from Attorney O'Shaughnessy here. His advice, if you will, so I guess my suggestion is, Sean, you as the chair and Jen as the vice chair, I would get with the superintendent when he gets back from vacation, and with Attorney O'Shaughnessy to address, obviously, O'Shaughnessy's a lawyer, he knows what to do here, but he's giving us a heads up saying, if you guys have any I don't have any objections, so, but.
Well,
it-
you
it-
don't, because you don't.
I'm not I'm not them. I am not O'Shaughnessy. He would know if there's anything to object. So my suggestion is the school board chair and the vice chair get with the superintendent when he gets back and
Well,
to address this
I think
paragraph.
the action that should be taken is the chair and vice chair can enter into discussions
That's-
on behalf of the board, because we're not going to meet again
I agree.
until after this 15
agree.
days. So
Right.
that's the action that we need to have taken today, so that you can act on behalf of the board
Mm-hmm.
to meet this 15-day window.
Go ahead, Sheila.
I'm sitting here, I did a lot of writing as I was looking at this. I'm having a problem with this because, I'm looking at the emails back and forth. I'm looking at the timelines. So the SAU gets advised on the 16th. There's an email that goes to Attorney O'Shaughnessy on the 16th. You're not notified. There's an email that goes on the 17th to everybody but the chair of the school board.
I would concur.
Wait,
It finally gets to you on the 18th.
This document of the actual filing of the petition and all that other stuff is an email that I received today from Mr. O'Shaughnessy. 'Cause
So
he
it's 3
believed-
days after
He
the
believed that I already had that, and I says, I haven't seen, the only email that I had is what I forwarded to the board, the entire board, was Kathy's email notifying us that was it. It was very simple to that, simple paragraph, and I guess we can. I was, when I saw
That's
this
3 days
timeline.
lost.
Doesn't matter. You're here tonight. You have to deal with
Well,
Right.
the action,
But-
the action in front of the board. You called the meeting of emergency nature, which I agree with. I'm glad you did. I agree with Kim. I think we should, I'm going to make a motion that I motion that the chair and the vice chair have the authority of the board to meet with the superintendent and Attorney O'Shaughnessy to do whatever they have to do to meet the criteria of this 15 days.
Okay. Is there a second?
Yep, I'll second.
Motion has been made by Brian.
Oh, please, you guys are fast. Motion that the chair and the vice chair have the authority of the board to meet with the superintendent and Attorney O'Shaughnessy to meet the criteria as listed in the petition. Is that where we're going?
Well, this is actually
Yeah.
Jim's,
To,
I would think it should be a little bit more broader, Brian.
yeah, we need a broader,
To cover any actions relative to the petition.
within a 15-day period, because
no, you don't want to say within a 15-day period, because there may be other actions beyond that before our next meeting, because we don't meet till August 8th. And if there isn't a quorum, then I would say that we should make it to, sorry, can you read back the
I have,
motion?
yeah, the motion that the chair and the vice chair have the authority of the board to meet with the superintendent and Attorney O'Shaughnessy. That's where I am.
For any actions related to the petition for certification for a new bargaining unit at Timberlane Regional School District. That should be broad enough.
Whose motion is it? Yours
I
or
know,
Brian's?
right?
That's Brian's motion.
Brian's shaking his head, he doesn't like it.
You don't like it? Go ahead, you propose.
well, are you talking about like over the next 90 days? I mean, I guess what I'm trying to do is get the chair and the vice chair on board with the superintendent and the lawyer now to meet anything that comes up here. We're not meeting again, like you said, for another couple of weeks. That's all I'm trying to do. I don't think it's a good idea to just leave it open-ended for 90 days, 120 days, or.
I do, because they can, that doesn't necessarily mean that they won't be coming back to inform the board, but it's
Okay.
not gonna be the whole board that's gonna.
That's
don't
fine.
know
Well,
how-
I guarantee, I will always be updating the board on here. I'm very open and very straightforward
well,
with
that's-
stuff like this.
Similar to like, we were representing the board on the TTA negotiations. I would think
Mm-hmm. Okay.
it would be that sort of
Okay,
thing where if there's something that the board needs to weigh in on, or you feel.
that's fine.
Is that, are you sure?
I'm good.
All
I'm
right,
good.
so
You sure our personnel committee doesn't want to?
We are the person.
I know you are. When is the superintendent back from vacation?
Isaiah Swift,
I think it's next week.
23rd,
23rd?
yeah. So,
So we really don't have a lot of time to be within that
No.
15-day window.
well, the
That's
board doesn't really.
5 days.
Correct.
Because there's a withdrawal meeting on the 23rd, there's no an SAU.
No, but I'm
meeting.
saying, in general, that only leaves Sean and I 5 days
Right,
as
right, working
options.
days, yeah,
to get together with the superintendent and the attorney.
okay.
So would you like to finish that motion? I've scratched what Brian said and I've scratched what you said.
Scratch what I said?
Well, because he was not happy
And I'm
with
out of
it.
town on the 26th, then now we're down to 4
There's a lot of
days.
things in life I'm not happy with. They don't get scratched that easy, but.
2,
2, yeah, okay.
Act on behalf of the board for any actions relative to the petition for certification for the new bargaining unit.
In Timberlane Regional School
At
District.
Timberlane.
on,
To act on behalf of the board in regards to the petition for certification of a new bargaining unit. By the Timberlane Regional School District administrators?
you have a second?
I'll second it.
That was your motion.
I'll second it.
No, I thought you made a new motion.
No, no.
She just made a new motion.
Want me to
You
flip
served
it?
it.
I can have Kim make the motion.
You started it,
and
Kathy, you said 2. And I thought,
No, I know, I was just finishing what you were saying. Dr. Farah.
boy, this is
motion.
tough. It's good this is a short meeting.
Is that okay, Mr. Chair?
Sure.
It's my motion now.
It is.
Kim's motion now. We reversed it.
Any discussion on that? I hope,
Certification of new
I just have another question.
Sheila?
Yes.
Kathy, can you tell me when this was posted? What day this was posted? You said it was already posted out there,
Yeah,
right?
either today, maybe today? I didn't post it myself, so I can't tell you what day it was posted. It was either today or yesterday. I'm thinking either today or yesterday. I didn't do it myself. So I can't validate the exact day, but I know as of today, it is posted.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Is that
'cause it's-
helpful?
It's good because it has to be
It
posted,
has to
so.
be
Yes.
posted. That's why I asked the question, because it has to be posted by today.
Yes.
So, without any further ado, I'll call the question. All those in favor? Unanimous? Okay. So is there anything else relative to this issue right here? Okay, with that, since we, like I said earlier in our program, we didn't meet the statutory requirements for posting our regular agenda. All of the topics will be moved to the August 8th meeting, and we will,
Mr. Chair,
yes.
I know that the superintendent had reached out to you relative to the August 8th meeting, and that he is not available on the August 8th meeting. He had made a request to you to move it to.
Yeah, and
Was it the 15th
Dr.
or the
Metzler was also
1st?
here at our meeting when we made that meeting, so I don't understand.
I don't remember specifically what it was, but he made that request. It's because, I believe it is, the 8th is when all Timberlane staff are out on a retreat. There will be no administrators here to be able to address the items on the agenda and any other items that would be on that, the ones that you're moving forward here to the next one. So that's what it had to do with. It had to do with the retreat that had already been planned.
Oh, that's that overnight retreat?
It is the
That's-
overnight retreat, yes. So
When
that's,
did that start? I don't remember this happening previously.
I don't have the answer to that.
So we didn't know that there was a retreat happening on June 20th when we, as a board, came to a consensus to do it on the 8th?
I don't know that the superintendent knew the exact date, but I can't tell you whether or not it was planned at that time.
I guess we'll have to take it offline and see if the board wants to entertain moving this. I mean, as you can see, we're not getting something done here. We're not gonna get something done at the next meeting. We almost got to exactly what we did last year. Didn't have any meetings.
July 25th. July 25th.
23, 24, 25? What you're saying?
No, I'm saying maybe can we meet next Thursday?
Well, what Kathy's saying is, well, you're included. We have a meeting on Tuesday for withdrawal. And there's an SAU meeting on Wednesday now. And this will be a meeting on Thursday. I can do it.
I can do it.
I can do it.
Peer pressure.
Well, I mean,
Jen can do
we've
it.
got to get,
Well, can you do it?
Poll the board, I guess.
I guess we plan for next Thursday. I mean, well, we have a quorum if you can, 1, 2, 3. If you can do it, no pressure.
Jen can do it.
Yeah, I can do it, yeah.
And we may have others. I mean, I don't know, but we want to, I would say just call it for next Thursday.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay, if it will, consensus of the board that we will move the August 8th school board meeting to July 25th. Thursday. Is that Thursday?
Mm-hmm.
And if we can have confirmation that that has been acknowledged on posted, so it's properly posted, and I guess we can save our agenda for that date. We can do that. Anything else to come before the board that they, relative to this emergency issue?
Yes, not an emergency issue, but Mr. Geary has an announcement to make relative to the upcoming heat wave or the weather and accommodations being made by the district. I guess do you mind if he
Come on up,
comes up?
Mr. Gary.
Public service announcement, very nice.
It is, it is.
Thank you for giving me the time, Mr. Chair. With the upcoming heat wave over the weekend, the superintendent of schools, as a matter of goodwill to the community, is having this building here, the boardroom, open from Saturday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. To give citizens a chance for a reprieve from the heat. So anybody that needs to use our facilities to cool down during the heat wave are welcome to come between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Saturday.
Okay.
So
This building.
this building, this room, correct.
Okay, who's staffing the facility?
We have our custodial staff that are working on projects anyways in the building. So it worked out perfect with the schedule and as a matter of goodwill to our community to open up the building.
Okay, super, nice. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay, with that, I close the meeting and we're adjourned at 7:47.
Well,
Good night, everybody.
a new record.
nice and quick. We didn't even hit 10 o'clock. Get silly, but we got silly and it wasn't even 10 o'clock.
Sorry.
No, you're all right.
I don't know what kind of